Tetris to the left of us. So there's a lot of, hype going around. And I feel like live events, that energy is hard to match in an online setting.
Tetris Time known for being generally a more aggressive player, but he's been playing pretty safe, pretty clean from what I've seen from him so far, and it's really showing. He has a 2.5, now 3.5 Tetris lead over Buko.
Top 233 for Kingsman, 270 for Huff. And Kingsman having to do a little bit of tricky maneuvering here. Might just have to commit to either burning out that hole down at the bottom or find some way to set up a row 2.
Horrible S piece right there. But wow, he actually got out of that really quickly.
Yeah, so our players on the right in the lead by 3+ Tetrises. Players on the left, of course, trailing. We're just over the halfway mark of level 18.
And everybody's still very much alive, very much clean.
Haven't seen too many major hiccups from these players yet.
Tetris Time got a little high there. I don't think he had a really great way to bail himself out, but fortunately the bar did arrive.
Of course, when we get 130 lines in, we will increase the speed to level 19. We'll stay that speed all the way until level 29, which increases again at 230 lines.
Yeah, some really, really solid games at the bottom. We're looking at double 500K transitions at this pace.
I'm looking at a potential 600K transition. Depends on how the piece
he's like
is.
right on the bubble for that. It's what, like 6 Tetrises from this point?
I believe so.
But
pieces were not the greatest for filling in the center.
Oh, I love that.
Great delay burn setup over there from Tetris Time.
Oh, and he goes for the down stack immediately, but he doesn't get a flat piece, and he has to prolong it.
Bad news for Tetris Time, but great news for Buko, who's closed the gap all the way down to now 40,000 point deficit.
And Tetris Time, his board is really vertical right here. Needs the L, now did need a J, but chose to chop it down. He's gonna have to burn more, and this lead continues to slip away. And Buko continues to be really clean. I don't think he's covered as well at all during this time.
Greetings, Tetris citizens. It's your old pal, Vandweller, back with more classic Tetris Monthly Masters event for October 2025. What we've got for you right now is one single solitary solo match in the red bracket, and this match will determine the final top 16 player that we have yet to determine. So It's going to be the red bracket Kirby versus Oscar, because the Oscar defeated Chroma in round 1 to get here to round 2. Kirby gets that 1 round bye, and the winner of this will take on, at some point, Meme, a very, very good DAS player sitting, waiting in the top 16. Here is a look at our overall top 16. We've got all of our matches determined except for this one. We've got some very intriguing matches here, like number 1 seed Dog against Knight, the 32 seed. You've got Miles versus Tristop. That is always a banger. Dengler versus Akatu, the keyboard roller. So very interested to see how that goes. Scooty versus Tugi. Tugi into that top 16. Pixel Andy versus Tetris Time. Dan V versus SV Nestris. A very British match in it. Meme versus, of course, the winner of this, and then Eyeball versus Cobra. So all very intriguing matchups that will happen later this month. Obviously not going to happen today. Jonas Cup taking a lot of these players out. So anyway, yeah, that is what we're going to do. Idkirby versus Oscar. Take a look at the rules real quick. Not going to read the whole thing. It's one match, but level 18 starts all the way through players. Best of 5s, level 39. Super kill screen, make sure that's turned on. Uncapped score. Same piece sets, re-rolled, not incremented. And if you do experience big problems with your stupid stream or your computer or whatever, just keep playing. Don't pause. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to top out because I know this isn't going to count. Just keep playing. Your score might count, okay? So just warning you, your score might speak, okay? So just keep playing if you do experience tech issues. And the winner gets absolutely something, and that is a share at a prize pool, which stands right now at $1,333.96. We are looking to pay our top 8 like we do every single month. We've been hitting our goals nearly, I guess every month for like multiple years. So help us get to that top 8. If we get to $2,000, we will pay the top 8. Right now, we're paying the top 4. Our prize pool is funded 100% by you, the fans. Nobody else, no sponsors. No one is coming to save us. It's going to be all up to us. Use that Matcherino command to bring up the links. First link, the one that says Masters Event or Masters, that is the one. Click on that. You'll be taken to the landing page for this tournament with our prize pool partner, Matcherino. Top right-hand corner is where you log in. You can log in with your existing Twitch, YouTube, or Discord account. No account creation process needed. Very simple. Once you're in, click that mustard-colored button that says Contribute. It'll open a window. You can go from there. And thanks to everybody who has contributed so far. Another $666.07. 4 cents. What? I can't do math. And 4 cents are needed. So please do consider helping us out and helping the players out. This is how you support the players, compensate them for taking the time, practicing, playing for your enjoyment. Keeps them coming back. Thank you again to everybody. To support the stream, there's a bunch of different ways you can do that, one of which is Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/monthlytetris to make an ongoing pledge of support to keep this channel going, just like these people have done. Scott Gray, Jay in the Window, K9, Tacky, Corporal, Shelby, Troy, and Kim, M, Rogue, Potato, Cat, Javin, D, Jason, Sonny Jr., and the rest of the bunch, some of which still have to be added to the slide, but thank you. You know who you are. Really appreciate your support. Other ways to support us, if you don't like Patreon, that is fine. You can use the support command, bring up some other ways. If you want to make a recurring contribution, you can do it by PayPal, actually. Some people on this slide are actually doing that and not Patreon, so that's okay. If you're watching on YouTube, you got super chats and stickers and super thanks and super this and super that. You can become a channel member. There's a little dollar symbol or whatever right next to the chat window. You can click on, or chat box. You can click on that, and that is how to do that. Also, you can click join to become a channel member, sort of like you do on Twitch. So consider doing that. You can also gift a channel membership. You can give multiple channel memberships, actually. So consider doing that if you're feeling generous. Okay, on Twitch, you've got bits. You can do weird things in chat with bits as well. Subscriptions, that's something you can become as a subscriber. You can gift a subscription. You can give multiple subscription. If you're an Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime, an Amazon Prime member, you got an Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime Gaming subscription that you can use once a month to whatever channel you like, but it's use it or lose it, don't lose it. Use it on us. Why not? Consider it. Okay? Good? Yes? Enough? All right, let's flop on over to our game scene. I got to adjust some cameras and reset some of these people and get their stencils in order because, like, it's so hard to be on stencil. Like, for example, I can already tell this one is way off stencil because, there's like 10 pixels at the bottom, but let me do it by hand and fix it. What is this? This is 14. ME14, right? All right, I'm just going to chop off what I can right here and then stretch it down. And then move it over and see how close that gets us. Ready? Turn on that stencil. All right. Well, got us some part of the way there, but keep going there. Actually, got to stretch it out. Sorta. There we go. Close enough. And we'll go ahead and fix these cameras up. We'll refresh everybody. We'll be good. Players, keep on warming up. We will give you seeds in a moment. Where's the thing? Here's the thing. 14. Good. So you never know what camera you're going to be presented with when you start. So if I knew that in advance, I would obviously not do it now, but you guys get to see the jank. Refresh that. You're ready? Well, I'm not ready. And what? Oscar is 19. Emmy, right? There we go. Emmy 19. All right, we'll just reset the transform on that. Reset transform. Okay. Oscar is like barely on camera right now. Like barely on camera. That's fine. All right. Like you're barely on. You're like, all right, this is what we got. This is what we got to work with. That's fine. Big. We'll have a big Oscar and a medium Kirby today. That is what we are doing. Okay. Well, players, I'm going to go ahead and give you the pieces. We're gonna get probably half of Oscar's face. That's what we're working with today. That's fine. All right. Well, it looks like this is what we got. It looks like both players are ready. Make sure both players are on seed F5CC7B. Don't worry. When I'm in one of Oscar's events, I'm not even gonna appear on camera. How about that? I'm going to do that. All right. Looks like both players are ready. Let's go ahead and get them started. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. That's it. I'm going to be upside down and backwards and inside out. Well, hopefully not inside out. All right. On the left side of your screen, it is Idkirby. We're just going to say Kirby. You know, there's multiple Kirbys in the Tetris community. This is Idkirby, right? There's other Kirbys like Kirby 703. There's probably a few other Kirbys hanging around, but this is Idkirby. Seed number 14 from the United States of America qualified in with a 1.39 million. That was the average of his best 2 games played in a 1-hour qualifying period. Kirby's got an overall PB of 3.49 million. Kirby is a 3-time Mega Masters player and a 3-time gold bracket player in CTWC. Also played in the bronze and silver brackets in 21 and 22. You've also seen Kirby at the Waco Regional in 22 through 24, played in Lone Star in 22. Phoenix this year took a top 4 spot in Phoenix and was the runner-up at the Vegas Regional this year as well. Long bar over Tetris Kirby 184. And on the left side, the right side of your screen, who is it? Well, it is Oscar. Oscar, seed number 19, qualified in with a 1.28 million, defeated Chroma in round 1. Oscar has got a 1.47 million PB from Mexico. And you have seen Oscar play in Mega Dasters, still active in Mega Dasters, I believe, right? Am I wrong there? Played in Mega Dasters, is in the round of 32 in Mega Dasters. Played in CTM Masters as well, made his debut, I believe, in the Masters event. I'd swear that he was in the Masters event, but he's also played in the Mega Masters event. You've seen him play in various regionals, including the Mexico Regional, Phoenix this year. He's also played in previous years in Genesis in California, the Desert Qualifier, back when it was called a qualifier. That's in Arizona. Played in a lot of those LATAM community tournaments back when they were running tournaments, but they don't seem to be running tournaments anymore. Also played in CTWC last year in gold, right? I think it was in gold. And Oscar's first ever match in the Tetris community came back in September of 2020. It was in Tetris Friendlies against our old friend D'Lo. 462 for Kirby, 351 for Oscar. All right, 419 for Oscar, 486 for Kirby. These two players have played once before, and that was in CTL back in 2024, April. And Oscar took that one in a decider, 3-2. They have played in the same regionals before together, but apparently did not run into each other in bracket play. 554 for Kirby, 488 for Oscar. Oh yeah, Oscar also played in Tap Masters this year and got to play a match against the all-time great Joseph Saley. $511 for Oscar. Kirby at 600,000 through 114. So good pace for Oscar. Goated pace here for Kirby. Tetris for Oscar, 558, 624 for Kirby. He's got holes in the stack. That's probably going to put a damper on additional Tetrises here. Maybe can squeak out one more. Dirty if he goes for it, but it does not appear he's going for it. He's going to try to take a good board into 19. And yeah, he's going to try to clear this down. Oscar is into 19 at 585. That's a very good transition for Oscar. 635 transition for Kirby. Now, this is a best of 5. So the first player to 3 games is the winner and moves on to the top 16, as we said, to take on Meme. That's a pretty tough draw. Of course, top 16 always is filled with very difficult players. So players trying to come out of these early rounds to get a shot at one of these very top players. 717 for Kirby, 716 for Oscar. Tetris for Kirby. There's another one, 719 for Oscar. He's set up for one. We're on level 21. Tetris for Oscar, 747. Thanks to those of you who are hanging out in chat. I know Jonas Cup is going on right now over at the Classic Tetris channel. And I will certainly be watching that when I get a chance. I got a few errands to do today, but as soon as I come back, I'm going to be watching that. 805 for Oscar. Up Chess is here. What's up, Chess? Tetris Kirby 885. So right now, about a 50,000 point lead for Kirby. That's about 2 Tetrises, a little under that. Players will be hitting level 29 at 230 lines in. And at that point, the speed is going to double. It is now playable for rollers in dirty Tetris for Oscar in 2025. But it is a tough level to play on. But if they can survive, they'll have 100 lines at that speed. Max out for Kirby on 25, 904 for Oscar, but his board climbing. He's bringing it down, though. Still needs to uncover. Oh, there's a great L piece. Still trying to bring it down. That T misdrop on the right side. Kind of panic placement. And I think this is going to spell doom for Oscar, and it does. He's going to top out at 915, and Kirby, you are good. He's got the 1.1 on 27. So he had about a 630 or something transition, and he's already got 500,000 posts. So looking to get that 600K post. But yeah, Kirby, you have won this game. So we'll see if he can get that 600K post. He's got the 1.2. If he can Tetris here, he'll lock in that great post transition. And there is the Tetris for Kirby. So he had a 635 pre and a more 600 plus post. So a great pace here for Kirby. He's gonna mullen a little bit here, but board a little bit messy here for him to really go crazy unless he can clear it down very quickly. Yeah, so he's just kind of singling, doubling, trying to bring this down. Maybe, that left side is going to be real tough. And that is going to do it for Kirby. Kirby takes game number 1 with a 1.36. No, you can, no, you had a great pace. If you want to mullen again a little bit, that's fine. You had a great pace. 600 pre and post. I mean, why not? You get one. You get one. All right, new pieces for the players. E6 to F6B. One thing that some players do is they mullen and then want to take a break. But you can't do that. It's either mullen or a little break, right? Mullen is break. It's like, oh, I just mullen, but I need 2 minutes. Nah, doesn't work. New pieces are here. E6 2F6B. E6 2F6B. All right, E6 2F6B. Yes, both players are on seed. Let's get them started. Game number 2. Kirby up 1-0. 3-2-1 Tetris. We'll try to equalize these heads a little. Get them in the middle. All right, good. All right, so real big pacing from Kirby, both pre and post 19. Oscar had a good transition as well, 560. I mean, normally that's like you'll take that pretty much any time. All right, 5 Tetrises for each player to start off. Kirby, the first one to have to take some burns. And 6 Tetrises for Oscar. Tetris Kirby 143. Another one for Oscar. So starting off with 7 Tetrises. But yeah, he's going to have to take a burn here. There's just no way around it. And really, it's kind of better. Like, so often you see players who have like a perfect Tetris streak to start off a game, and they kind of get lulled into like, well, let's see how long I can keep this streak going, as opposed to, well, let me just play good fundamental tournament Tetris. And they end up paying for it. So it's almost better to not have in some ways, not have, at least for me, I would get distracted. 193 for Kirby, 231 for Oscar. All right, both players waiting out bars. And they get them, and they both Tetris. So the lines are tied. Oscar ahead by 34,000 points. That's a Tetris and a half. $327 for Oscar, halfway to the 18 transition. This would put him on a 600K plus pace. Of course, that 19 transition coming at 130 lines. So when you're halfway through, you're about 65 lines. Multiply score by 2. And that's about the pace they're on. Kirby 352, 396 for Oscar. Tetris Oscar 487 through 95. 400,000 for Kirby through that same 95. Tetris Oscar ahead by about 87,000. That's around 4 Tetrises, a little less. Andrew Meep with the 20 months tier 1 sub. Thank you, Andrew Meep. Really appreciate that. Tetris Oscar 581 through 114. He's keeping up the promise of that early pace. And a little bit high there. Going to force into a triple. And a Tetris for Oscar 610. All right, Oscar taking that board down in preparation for that 19. Gonna 639. Big transition from Oscar. Kirby 572 on 19 after a Tetris, and there's one for Kirby. So it's kind of like they flip-flopped their 19 transitions from game 1 to game 2. Kirby doing a little bit of cleaning here. Oscar doing a little bit of waiting. There's a Tetris Oscar 739. Tetris Oscar 767. Tetris Kirby 696, 786 for Oscar. Oscar's really maintained this, 80 to 90,000 point lead pretty much the entire game. Oscar sees, he's going to set up center well. Kirby blocks. Oh no, Kirby blocks the well really high here, and all of a sudden is in a frantic dig. And that is going to be a top out for Kirby at 7-11. Oh man, the 7-11 crash out. I've been there. And Oscar, you are good. Sets up the Vits for Oscar. Did you see that? Holy moly, that center well Vits. That is so cool looking every time. So Oscar, you are good. If you want to mull in a little bit, I guess turnabout is fair play. You can. But Oscar, you are good. You can at least start a max out streak anyway. Oh boy, that doesn't matter. All right. Both players tied here. A game apiece in this best of 5. New pieces are here, players. If you need to take a moment, you can. 713EA0. 713EA0. All right, both players have signaled ready. Game number 3. So what was once a best of 5, now a best of 3. 3-1 Tetris. Oh, Huineman is here in chat. Welcome. Just watched Sharky get seed 3 at Jonas Neubauer Cup. You mean number 2? He got number 2? Was he number 2 seed? I thought it was AV Geek. No. All right, game number 3 underway. Oscar, kind of crazy looking board, piled high on the left. Some Swiss cheesy holes in the middle. And he's going to try and set up for a dirty, and he is going to, and he will get it. So it can become very important, and where pace is everything. A lot of times it can be important to kind of downstack with Tetrises. So Oscar at least getting some Tetrises on the way down. Of course, it also takes out big chunks of the stack when you can do that. Kirby 183, Tetris for Oscar 122. Oh, Oscar gonna stand up that L piece at the last moment. Gets a long bar over, plenty of room. Oh, Oscar, this is opens up that right side. He had no burns. He needed a bar and got it. Not out of the woods yet. He's got a pile of stuff over on that left side above that 2x2 void on the left. So trying to clear that away. 182 for Oscar, 285 for Kirby. There is a Tetris Oscar. Now it's Kirby's turn to do a little down stacking. Oscar with a clean board. There's a Tetris Oscar, 232. 296 Kirby, so about a 64,000 point lead. Just under 3 Tetris lead for Kirby. Oscar going to try to take advantage of this opportunity to cut into that lead. All right, Kirby setting up that T-spin. If you can get a quick T, there's the T. There's the spin, 349 for Kirby. Still kind of digging a little bit. Oscar uncovers the well. He's open. He's getting a Tetris. There it is, 325. So now about a 50,000 point lead for Kirby. Both with clean stacks. Oscar Tetrising. Same line count. Oscar back by 37,000. So about a Tetris and a half. Oh, Oscar with the misdrop of that square, and that is going to slow him down quite a bit. And getting a pile of long bars there and manufactures a Tetris out of that mess. So trying to keep up with Kirby and not fall too far behind as a result of that misdrop, and he manufactures a nice Tetris along the way. 421 for him, 446 for Kirby, who Tetris is 469. But yeah, it was like just a run of long bars, like a bunch all at once. And you think, Oscar, oh man, he's going to miss out on getting a Tetris out of at least one of those bars. And no, he did get one. Tetris Kirby, 515, 452 for Oscar. Kirby now in the lead. We're headed to level 19. One more line clear. Kirby going to get it. 584 transition for him. Tetris for Oscar, 522. So a difference of about 62,000 points at the 19 transition. All right, Kirby building out that left, waiting, getting Tetris's 619 now. There's one, Oscar, 573. To level 20 and 29. What is it? 21? I can say words. And big lead here for Kirby. Oscar's pace is almost totally ground to a halt for the last couple of levels. 807 now for Kirby, 617 for Oscar. Tetris, Oscar, 644. And Kirby going to pull back that line and try to go for an aggressive Tetris here. Ends up making gap in the stack, but he can fill it in with a long bar. Now he's set up with a nice Tetris well. Level 23 waiting, Tetrising. 849 for Kirby, 681 Oscar. There's a Tetris Oscar. Kirby at 955, just entering 26. He's 2 away from the max. Kirby gonna get, Oscar gonna get a split triple here. He is left with a Tetris well here. One row off the bottom, gets it, 824. Oh, Oscar, yeah, going aggressive, gets a center well Tetris, column 4. He's just going to take the burns here, try to take a good board into 29. Kirby is in 29 at A90. Sets up for a Tetris and gets it. B27 for Kirby. 948. Oscar going aggressive here, trying to get whatever he can here on 28 into 29, about 980 something here. Oscar's left side gets a bar over, so what can he get over to that left using L's the way they should be used on that left? Oh no, Oscar gonna miss with that other L. Now the board's gonna start to upstack a bit. And that is gonna do it. Oscar gets the max, but not nearly good enough because Kirby's still playing with the 1.2. Oscar, you are not gonna get the point. Kirby is gonna get the point. That's okay, we still love and admire you. All right, Kirby here with the D45 on 33. Kirby gonna go for that rollover. He's gonna miss with that LP, so he's got to try to fix. And that is gonna do it. New pieces for the players. Players, if you do need a moment, that is fine. No problem. Take a moment. But the pieces are in the chat. 203AAE. All right, looks like both players are on seed, both players ready. Let's get them started here in game number 4. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Oscar needs to win this one to force a deciding game number 5. We got the OL or OJ. Neither player going for the 5 below to start the game off. Now, when I get the J and the O to start the game off, I've always been putting the J all the way left and then O in columns in 8, 9. Is that wrong? Neither of these players did that, but somehow I thought that was the right thing to do. Now I got to go back and look and see my optimal openers. My 2 top players doing the opposite of what I did, which is not surprising, but thought I was doing the right thing. All right, we are underway. Game number 4. All Tetris is for Kirby. All right, Oscar going to open and get the Tetris. Nice little flat kind of T burn there for Kirby. And Kirby, oh no. What can he do? That's a top out for Kirby at 118. The target for Oscar, 119. And he's going to get it. And we are headed to a decider. Early top out for Kirby. Like, Tetris is crazy. 1 minute you can have a 650 something transition. The next minute you top out like 30 lines in. Crazy. So Oscar, you are good. All right, the pieces are here. 5-4 D219. The decider time. All right. It's time. Decider, this is it. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 1. The winner moves on to the round of 16 to face Meme. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right, chat active, very active chat today. I mean, I'm sure everybody right now watching Jonas Cup, why wouldn't you? Really wish I could be there, but not in a position to go. Tetris, Oscar, 76,000, 42,000 for Kirby. All right, Kirby going to uncover that right, but an immediate misdrop of that Z piece. That's going to slow him down. Seems like he was out. Tetris for Kirby, 73. 124 for Oscar early on. And now the lines are tied. So it's about a 74,000 point lead for Oscar. 3 Tetrises and a half or so. Still early, of course. Tetris Kirby 176-241 for Oscar in this deciding game 5. Tetris Kirby 199. There's one Oscar. He's got some cleanup to do. He's going to get right to it. And try to avoid putting anything over that hole. Ends up having to do it. And yeah, maybe should have chunked that down with the square. I think Oscar knows that, so he's like, whoops. But now he can set up dirties, and he gets it. Good. And he's going to expose that hole while getting that Tetris. 295 for him, 225 for Kirby. He hasn't really lost any ground. And Oscar may be... Okay, yeah, I can see what the plan was there. And he's now set up again. Gets that Z-spin, keeps it open. Oh, missed Z-spin for Kirby. This is kind of a tough situation. He's not going to be able to get a bar in there. That's only a 3 high. So he's going to have to chop this down bit by bit. Gets a bar over to the left. So that should allow Kirby now to downstack, start uncovering these holes. 325 for Oscar. Tetris for him. So this is an opportunity for Oscar to extend that lead a bit. If he can. And Kirby gonna go dirty here. Gonna try to get a bar here real quick. Skimming, trying to keep it open. Ends up having to give in and take that triple. I mean, triple's good points too, but you love a Tetris if you can get it. All right, he's got another dirty opportunity, and there is the dirty Tetris. Kirby 305. So Kirby actually able to make up some ground a little bit in a way, but you know, it's like 70,000 point lead, but Kirby also ahead in lines by 15 to 11 to 15 lines, something like that. So Oscar with certainly a pace lead, and the real-time lead 402 for Oscar, 352 for Kirby. Tetris Kirby 400 into 19 in a game where we've seen multiple 600K transition. Just the 400,000 into 19 for Kirby. Tetris for Oscar 495. So assuming he gets into 19, it will be with at least a 500,000 transition. And there it is, 519, over 100,000 point difference for Oscar at the 19 transition. Tetris Kirby 503. There's one Oscar 543. So Kirby really playing from behind this entire game 5. And he's going to get a Tetris. He's going to take that score lead, but he's ahead by 22 lines. So pace lead still here for Oscar. Now, how much a pace lead matters when, if you don't make it all the way through to the very end at the kill screen, it matters a little bit because, you kind of lines until the 29 transition kicks in. That is certainly relevant. You'd love to be ahead going into that. It's so hard to play on that 39. There's a triple column 1, a few rows up for Oscar, level 21. Kirby on 23. All right, Kirby going to uncover that right side. Well, long bar in Tetris. Kirby 684. So Kirby now with about an 82,000 point lead. 20 lines ahead, though. Now, the real-time lead does, even if you're not ahead in pace, real-time lead does matter a bit because if your opponent tops out, then you win regardless of the pace difference, right? So it's definitely good to have that that real-time lead. 787 Kirby, 689 for Oscar. Tetris for Oscar, 721, 820 for Kirby. Kirby, 100,000 points ahead, 25 lines ahead. Tetris, Oscar. There's another one, Kirby, 890 left. Well, Tetris, Oscar into 25, 782. All right, Kirby chunking down that right side, a double and a triple. 903 Tetris for him, 938. Oscar still on 26. Kirby 4 lines away from 29. Gonna make some holes and a misdrop just before 29. This is gonna really complicate things for Kirby. What can he do to try to bring this down? Needs to, oh no, that left side. That is gonna be a top out for Kirby at 949. The chase down target for Oscar is 950. He's at 838. 18 lines to go until 29. The pullback in the Tetris for Oscar. He could actually do this before 29 if he can stay set up, if he can stay clean and get the bars. And Kirby, yeah, 949, so 950 is the target. Here's a Tetris. One more Tetris would do it, and he gets it. Oscar gonna get the chase down, but right into 29 with that Tetris. And Oscar, you will be moving on to the round of 16. Oh my goodness, did it just in time. So my word, Oscar was sort of pace leading the whole way. Kirby took a big lead in the real-time score, topped out, and that gave Oscar an opportunity to chase down that real-time score, and he does it. So the seed number 19, the seed upset, getting past seed 14 Kirby, and GG's to you, Oscar, hanging in there. GG's to you, Kirby. I mean, listen, tough the entire way. So, wow, what a match between these two players. It will be Oscar moving on to the round of 16, though. Let me go ahead and report this. We'll show you the bracket in a moment. Wow. And this is a play. Oscar, apparently, I don't know if do I have your PB right? Oscar does not have a rollover. Is that right? Holy moly. Watch along. No, I got to take off for a little bit, do some errands. Maybe I'll do it tonight. Oscar, do I have your PB right? Is that your PB? 1-4. That's what I found in the bot. It is. So yeah, we've got a player, Oscar, who does not yet have a rollover. I don't want to say just a 1.47. It's a great score, but no rollover yet, and he's in the top 16. So just the consistency from Oscar and being able to affect multiple chase downs. Let me report this one. So yeah, our top 16 is built out. Dog versus Knight, Miles versus Tristop, Dengler versus Akatu, Scooty versus Tugi, Andy versus Tetris Time, Dan V versus SV, Meme versus Oscar, and Eyeball versus Cobra. So yeah, Oscar, you've made your way into the round of 16. GG's to you. Our top 16 is set. We will go about scheduling those, I think, as soon as our schedulers are available. So yeah, wow, what a match between these two. Okay, well, that is going to do it for us. Thank you to those of you who have contributed this stream. Andrew Meep, you are the one keeping the stream afloat. Thank you so much for your sub. Appreciate that. patrons, thank you. Scott Gray, Jane the Window, K9 Tacky, Corporal Shelby, Troy Dan, Kim, Rogue Potato, Cat Kid, Javin T, Jason, Sonny, and Junior, as well as everybody on and off this slide. Thank you so much for your contributions as well. Really appreciate that. Prize pool still at 133,396. I'm sure we will get to our goal. Thanks everybody who's contributed so far. YouTube, we are gonna thank you for hanging out. Josh Wieneman over there hanging out. Random with Titan. We'll check out Jonas Cup over at the Classic Tetris channel. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow. We've got more Tetris for you tomorrow, by the way. Actually. We got a Mega Dasters top 32 kicks off. Well, we did sort of a solo match, but yeah. Full bracket, orange, maroon, Bendy versus Maestro, Miles versus Storm, winner versus winner for a top 16 spot Mega Dasters. That's at 4 p.m. Texas time. So that's 12 plus 4 is 16, 21 UTC. And then, yeah, that is what we've got for you tomorrow. Mega Dasters, top 32. All right, take care, YouTube. Bye-bye. And Twitch folks, go watch Jonas Cup. Thank you all for hanging out, those of you who did. I like having some company here, so thank you all so very much. And we're going to rate Classic Tetris 2, because why not? They could use some help. And, you know, I'm not really CT1 material. I'm more classic. I'm Classic Tetris 2 level talent. All right, so let's go raid Classic Tetris 2. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.